Hello friends, Sheepdog here. Just wanted to do a little quick video on this J Henckels that I cleaned up. If you saw the video that I did last week after my trip to California, this is one of the knives I picked up. It's a J.A. Henckels, and when I picked it up, the blades were just black. I mean, they were just black, and like I said, I don't know what the heck it was on it, because it wasn't just carbon. It is a film. It was just a black film on it. It was just, so it wasn't in the blades, it was on the blades. It was like somebody dipped it in vegetable oil and just let it sit. So it was a black sticky substance on the blades. But it cleaned off really nicely. And I think amazingly enough, it kept the blades from rusting. So there's that. But it cleaned up really nicely. You know, the springs were, carboned up. It was nice, black carbon on them. But yeah, as you can tell, it's got a half stop, really strong springs for a knife this size. It's got some strong springs. But as you can tell, that blade, was bellied out. I straightened it up as much as I can without, taking too much off of the blades. And you can tell that, there's a lot of crud coming out of the pivot points from the oil. Again, really strong spring there. And the spade blade has pretty decent spring too. Is it a perfect knife? By all means, no. Heck, there's probably a ½ inch off of that main blade. If you look where that main blade sits, that blade should go clear out to the end here. So it's definitely been whittled off. That main blade should be about that long. But now it's a fingernail cleaner. That's all it's going to be. I ain't going to do any heavy work with it. The main blade has got wiggle. It's got wiggle. See? I tried to tighten that pin up. That's short of taking the knife completely apart. I can't figure out how to clean it, tighten it up. That one's a little tighter. But if you can tell me how to tighten that pin up, without taking it apart, is I tapped on it with a hammer, which works most of the time for any other knife that I have. But this one, I think somebody was using it and pried it, and it just pulled that pin out of that side. But if you can tell me how to tighten that up without taking the pin completely out, that'd be kind of cool. But other than that, this is going to be a semi, what do they call it? A semi-safe queen. It'll be used sparingly, but it will be used. You know, I use all my knives. But I think it cleaned up pretty nicely. So, there you go. Got it all nice and sharp again. It's nice and sharp. Or as sharp as I need it to be. But yeah, it's sharp. But there you go. Another project done. Let me know what you think. If you have any suggestions on how to tighten that pin up, it'd be great. But other than that, it is what it is. You know, like old Doc said. Doc says, sometimes you gotta let an old knife be an old knife. Well, I'm gonna let this one be an old knife. Well, until next time, make sure you carry a nice sharp knife with you, because a dull knife is a dangerous knife. Give me a thumbs up. See you next time. Bye-bye.